Good evening, this is Jonathan with Keller Williams Realty in Whittier. I'm your Superman Realtor, and I'm going to give you all the tools you need as a home buyer to successfully navigate this market, which for you is going to change real quick here. And real quick, I mean next week, this new flow I'm going to show you is going to go into effect, and it's going to totally change the way you see things, okay? It could be good in the end, actually. Well, let me give you a little background. There was a lawsuit. It took them a couple of years to work it out, the details. But basically, some seller thought that they were paying too much for the services of their listing agent, okay? Because their listing agent was sharing the commission with the buyer's agent. So as you know before, you as a home buyer normally did not have to take any money out of your pocket to pay your realtor. It was all kind of included in the price of the home. Kind of like, you go to a restaurant and you buy a cheeseburger, okay? And, it doesn't matter if you want a plain, you still pay for the entire cheeseburger, whatever the menu board price says. So what's gonna happen now is that you're not gonna be able to go to a casual call up a realtor, say, hey, this is Susie Smith, and I want to see that house that's over there on 123 XYZ Street. Okay, we're not going to be able to just casually open the door for you. And I will admit, in the old days, I would do that just to get to meet you the first time, see if we can work together, get to know each other. It was a great way to break the ice, okay? However, that's going to change. As a matter of fact, if we don't follow this procedure as realtors, could get in a lot of trouble. Okay, so basically, first thing's going to happen is this: you are going to have to come to meet with the realtor at his office and sign up for service. What does that mean? Well, you're going to sign a document. It could either be, let's say, it could be either exclusive or non-exclusive, but it's going to detail out what you're going to pay. That's right, I say to you now, your agent, because you're ultimately going to be responsible for the services of your agent. Now, there are ways around this, okay? We can still, in the offer process, ask the seller for the commission. And then we don't say the word commission anymore because it's a bad word. We'll say concession, okay? So let's say you and I sit down and we're going to agree to a certain percentage of the list price, whatever that may be. It can be 0.5%, it can be 2%, it can be whatever, and by the time, hopefully, I list off my services, what a buyer's agent does, you're gonna say, wow, John is on duty. I'm basically, the thing is, I'm basically on duty 24 hours a day for you, okay? Because I have to keep my senses about me, and basically, your next home could come on at any minute. So basically, you're going to have to sign this document for a certain period of time, either non-exclusive or exclusive. So the non-exclusive agreement states basically, I'm going to show you the house at 1234 XYZ Street, and that's the only house that I'm going to show you, okay? I could do it that way. If you decide at that time, or you want to see a few houses, okay? This is good for a few houses. You want to see a few houses today, okay? You're not really sure yet if you want to work with me or not. And I get it, we both got to figure each other out. Well, in the end, there'll be a certain time period that we will agree on, 180 days, whatever, after the showing. Let's say today you're not crazy about that house, but let's say you've been looking all over these houses and you haven't found a single thing yet. And you know what? That house back on XYZ Street actually fit your criteria. Kind of, so you know what, I can deal with that. I can change that wall and I can put in a pool, whatever you wanna do. Now, that doesn't mean that you can call up yet another realtor or maybe even use your family member that just got their license to write the off on the house. You have to go back and use that realtor that you signed up with, okay? Because that realtor showed you that house already, and that realtor is entitled to any kind of compensation that is obtained, okay? You don't wanna be on the hook for two commissions, do you? The second form of this is called exclusive agency. So that basically means, let's say, that gives you, exclusive is weird because it actually gives you a little more freedom. You can go out there to open houses and whatever and look on your own, and seriously, a lot of people like to look that way, okay? A lot of people wanna see houses by themselves. They don't want somebody breathing down their neck, despite the fact, well, our practical training in the real estate classroom will tell us. And I've had, buyers do that, they saw this house, they saw this house. They just wanna know what house is open. They want us there to give us the deep information on the house, but they wanna go see the house at their leisure, which is fine. So exclusive means for a certain period of time that you can see any house you want, and for, let's say, the period, we say 90 days, because that's the maximum I can work with you. I can renew it once. Let's say you love me. Let's say in the period of 90 days, I'm your realtor. You can, watch how I work and whatever I do for you. And if you're happy, you can give me another 90 days. But anything that happens during that 90 days comes back to me and says, John, write me an offer, whatever. Okay, so those are two ways that you can see property. Now, I talked about something else. Let's take, for instance, let's take a third thing. Say, you know what? I am not going to sit down with the realtor yet. I'm going to go to an open house. What happens at an open house? There's going to be something that really happens at an open house. You see that there? You are going to have to sign in, okay? So, at a real estate open house, first thing the realtor is going to ask you, do you have an agent, okay? If you have that piece of paper in your hand, or some kind of yes, I have an agent, John's my agent, then they are not gonna bother you at all, okay? Because they're not gonna violate the relationship, whatever that is. Let's say you say, I don't have an agent, okay? You're gonna be asked to sign a piece of paper that says, we're in this open house, because if you decide to buy that house, theoretically, that person sitting in the open house will be able, as long as you're not claimed by another realtor, that agent will be able to claim you and say, hey, Susie came in, she didn't say she had an agent, and she came in my open house, therefore, and she wants the house now, therefore, I get the credit for the sale. So, and I'm really not sure right now what's gonna happen to the people that say, I refuse to sign anything. At a meeting I recently had, that was brought up, and there was not a clear answer on that at all, okay? So basically, so what I can tell you is this. Let's get started right now. Call me at 714-521, no, call me at 714-608-2625, and say, John, help me, okay? I'm gonna ask you some questions. What are you looking for? How, do you have a relationship with a loan officer, okay? Because that's gonna be very important. And while it seems uncomfortable, well, what do you mean I have to open up my financial figures to somebody? I just met you. Well, you're not opening it up to me. I don't really look at them, okay? The loan officer does, okay? I stay out of the loan bit, I stay out of loans, and that way it keeps it simpler, okay? I just want to know that when I take you out there to go show you $900,000 properties, that you understand what the payment is, you can actually afford that payment, and your finances say that. Because I would hate to show you the house that you fall in love with, and you can't afford it. And I want to tell you another little thing. A lot of times, your first house is not going to be your dream home. It's going to be a step up. So if you're a single, if let's say you're a small, and I have to be careful of the words I use, because somebody will get all kind of upset at me because I'm using discriminatory language. But let's say, for instance, if you're just starting out, you don't have a need for a lot of family space. Even get a small condo, okay? Because that's gonna be a step up, okay? You live in the house for 3 or 4 or 5 years. Trade up, okay? Now you got equity because when you buy in at a price. That value, as we know, grows. Anyway, in summation, I wanted you to become very aware of what's gonna happen in the near future, because number one, no more casual showings. Number two, open houses will need to be signed in, okay? I'm happy that you stayed with me the last 12 minutes of this video. I hope you found it informative. I really want your comments in the section below. Let me know if I can help you. I want to just be your light, okay? I have never based my service on how much I make, and it's in the back of my mind, well, how much you're gonna make. But I want you, my main goal at the end of the day is to get you the house that you want. That's all I'm here for, okay? And if I make $1, that's fine. If I make $200, that's fine. If whatever I make, okay, and I'm just being facetious. Jonathan Earl, your Superman Realtor. Have a very good day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.